Mama told me when I was young, Ohio State, man, is fucking dumb. And listen closely to what I say. They can't beat Michigan unless it's a warm and sunny day. Ohio State, man, don't cry no more. Your tears will come and they will go. You play Georgia and you got beat, 'cause grits will always be better than cream of wheat. You're a simple kind of fan. This song was written on a 3rd grade level so you could understand. The Bucknut is a simple-minded fan. Oh, won't you cry some more for me, son, if you can. Hey, listen, Ohio State man. Not anybody can win back-to-back natties, okay? Not just anybody can win back-to-back natties. It takes a special type of program, a special type of head coach, a special type of player, a special type of YouTuber to win back-to-back natties. And let's face it, Ohio State, man, you just don't have what it takes. You lost to the ACC, man. It is what it is. What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Now, there's already one Ohio State fan who has permanently lost his YouTube privileges here tonight because he can't take a loss like a man. And the reason he can't take that loss like a man is because he's not a man. He's a giant fucking piece of shit pussy is what he is. And outside of crying into his mama's stank snatch while he cries himself to sleep tonight, he really doesn't have much to look forward to. Hopefully nobody tomorrow. It's this time right now. And you have to take your giant fucking L. If you can't take it like a man, then just get out. Don't come in here. You know you're going to get trolled if you come in here. So if you can't behave yourself, you probably shouldn't be on the internet. Dummy! Yeah, probably shouldn't be on the internet. Probably shouldn't be on the internet. And you're a 5-star dummy. 5-star dummy. Now let's talk about Miami for a second. Salute to Miami. Salute to Miami. Not very many people gave them a chance to win this game. I'll raise my hand. I picked Ohio State to win. Now, it was pretty obvious early on that that wasn't going to happen, and so I put a live bet in on Miami minus 4.5, so I ended up making some money on the game. But in my prediction video, I picked Ohio State to win like just about everybody else did. But you just didn't have what it takes to beat the ACC. It is what it is. It is what it is. You lost. You had a good run, you know, but you're not on Indiana's level, and clearly you're not on Miami's level. It just is what it is. You had a good run. You're still a good team. You're not garbage. You're not trash. You're just not good enough. I mean, that's just what it is. You're still a really good team. You'll be really good next year. Sayan comes back. Bo Jackson comes back. Jeremiah Smith comes back. A lot of that offensive line will be back. You're losing some pieces on defense, but hell, you recruit in the top 5 every year. You're not going anywhere. It's hard to win one natty. It's infinitely harder to win 2 in a row. And like I said at the beginning, not every program's cut out to do that. Not every program is cut out to do that. Now, Georgia is. Hell, Georgia just won 2 natties not that long ago, back to back, in a row. But the Ohio State man just doesn't have what it takes to do that. Sun, thank you for the super chat, says Ohio State just took the L. Yes, they did. Giant L on national television on New Year's fucking Eve. Hey, look at it this way, Ohio State, man. At least you didn't lose this game at the crack of fucking midnight like you did 3 New Year's Eves ago when Georgia beat your ass. You actually had the decency to lose this game an hour before midnight. So we still have time to troll you and celebrate New Year's Eve in an hour. So thank you for that. All Things South says Notre Dame, all you had to do was win week 1 and you lost. Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about Notre Dame. Notre Dame did not deserve to be in the playoffs, and they're not. Brian Gentry says, congrats to the U. Y'all beat us in the trenches all night long. Happy New Year's, Unc and Auntie B.A. Shout out to Brian Gentry, a diehard Ohio State fan. I'm sure he's upset that they lost, but he's got the stones to show up, take his L like a man, and go on about his life. It's not the end of the world. Shout out to you, Brian. You're good people, buddy. Kyle says, lost to the 3rd best team in the ACC. Is the Big Ten down bad? You know, Michigan got shit beat out of them earlier by a bad Texas team. I don't know. I don't know if the Big Ten's down bad or not. Just like that, everyone is a Miami fan. Well, not everyone, but I know some people who are. Shout out to me, the world's biggest closet Miami Hurricanes fan. It was a great win for me. Great win for me today. Slim Shady says, put some respect on my coaches and program's name. The U is back. Well, slow your roll, Slim. This is a huge win, and congratulations. But all you really did was earn the right to lose to Georgia next week. But we'll have plenty of time to talk about that. This was a huge win for Miami. And yeah, they dominated on the lines of scrimmage in this game. I mean, dominated on the lines of scrimmage. Kyle says, F you, Ohio State, and your cream of wheat. Yeah, cream of wheat. Grits will always be better than cream of wheat. I mean, it just is what it is. Grits will always be better. What the hell happened to Ohio State, says Justin. Well, I don't know what happened, but the end result was a giant L. That I do know. Wad says, Chip Kelly saved Day's job last year. Yeah, you know, Ryan Day called the plays in this game. I don't know what, if anything, that had to do with the outcome. That'll be up to Ohio State and their fans to determine what type of blame they want to do there. But, of course, what's his name? The wide receiver coach, Brian Hartline, called plays for Ohio State all year. He's taken a head coaching job. Now, he was on the sideline for this game and coaching, but he was not calling plays. It was Ryan Day calling plays in this game. So we'll see what, if anything, that means going forward. Huffer Billy Paul, thank you for the super chat. He says, in honor of a great loss by an Ohio State team. Yeah, no one loses as good as Ohio State does. That is true. Just like that, everyone's a Miami fan. Lego NASCAR says, Ohio State fan. He's an Ohio State fan, and he says, congrats to Miami. Great game by Miami, start to finish. They belong in the same conversation as Indiana and Georgia for national title conversation. Well, they'll get a crack at probably Georgia next week. Ohio State can't win in the snow or in a dome. I am curious to see what the excuse will be for some of the Ohio State fans who love to make the excuses about every loss. Not all of them. We've already seen some Ohio State fans, man up and take the loss on the chin. But there will be a large segment of Ohio State fans who will find a million excuses as to why they lost this game, besides just saying that Miami was a better team, which they clearly were. Matt Burke says, but Uncle Lou, what about the bowl cup that ESPN keeps shoveling and the Big Ten losers live on? Bowl games. Well, this doesn't change the fact that the SEC has been bad in bowl season. I mean, the SEC's record this bowl season is abysmal. Banjo says, now we're about to see how much goodwill that national championship in Michigan win gave Ryan Day, because with the way those fans are, he might want to go into hiding again. I really hope that's not the case. I know Ohio State fans are going to be upset tonight. Who wouldn't? You lost a playoff game. But I really hope they're not going to get back on the fire Ryan Day train. That would obviously be a huge mistake. Ohio State lost in a tough game, but Notre Dame took a bigger loss and didn't even play, says Committed. Yeah, Notre Dame's been stacking losses for 3 weeks straight every time they type something on the internet. Mr. Matt Dog, very generous of you, Mr. Matt Dog. He says, Happy New Year, Lou. What a game from Miami. Let the excuses fly. Yeah, let's take a break for the trolling for a second. Happy New Year to everybody. This has been an amazing year of college football, an amazing year here on LouTube. 2025 was a great year for me. I hope it was a great year for you, but no matter how good of a year it was, I hope everybody's 2026 is even better than 2025. We spend a lot of time trash talking and trolling on this channel, but, you know, I legitimately love you guys. I love hanging out with you guys, talking college football year long. I love hanging out and watching the games with you guys. And most of you are able to hang in there, trash talk the right way without making a bunch of stupid personal comments and attacks on people in the comment section. And for those of you, I love you guys, and I hope y'all stick around forever because we're just getting started here on LouTube. But this was a great season, great year. Thank you for the kind wishes. Ron, Paul, and Chill says OHYSIO. Yeah, the season definitely over. Your season is over video will not be tomorrow. I think that's pretty obvious. It'll be the next day. We're going to wait and get through the next 3 playoff games tomorrow, and then I'll do a Your Season is Over video the next day. Grumpy Clemson fan says, let it be known that Ohio State ended the season with 2 consecutive losses. That is true. Lost to Indiana, lost to Miami. Lou, may you do a throwback video of reading Miami fans' comments and trash talking the U. Let's see where we're at here. Ethan says, I will take my loss on the chin. Miami played great, and I hope they continue to do well. Go Bucks. Good on you, Ethan. It's tough to lose a playoff game, and it's even tougher to hang around a channel like this after you lose a playoff game. So a salute to you, my man. Happy New Year. I hope you have a great 2026. Can I just say that was the greatest refed game, says Austin Rogers. No penalties at all in that game until the 4th quarter, and I think there was only 2 for the entire game, if I'm not mistaken. The only thing I thought the referees screwed up, it wasn't even the on-field referees, it was the review people. Carson Beck ran for a first down. They reviewed it and said he was short. But, I mean, that's that's something nitpicky, but I didn't think that call should have been reversed. We beat Michigan in Ann Arbor. That was a great season, says Travis Shuttleworth. Happy New Year, Lou. What a game from Miami. Let the excuses fly. Thank you, Matt Dog. Very generous. Ohio State lost a tough game, but Notre Dame took a bigger loss. We read that one. I'm trying to make sure I didn't skip any. Oregon Duckman says Ohio State already won their national championship against Michigan at the end of November. Yeah, well, they did put a lot of effort and energy into that game. That is for sure, after losing 3 or 4 in a row. Eli says, Happy New Year, Lou. I never want to hear about how much of a great play caller Ryan Day is ever again. Yeah, I'm a little surprised they didn't take more deep shots. They were successful on a couple of them. And look, Jeremiah Smith is an alien. I don't know how anybody covers that guy. I mean, I saw him beat double and triple coverage multiple times tonight. That guy is absolutely unbelievable, Jeremiah Smith. OSU fans, congrats to Miami. Okay, we read that one. Ohio State can't win in a dome. Mama told me when I was young, Ohio State man is dumb, says Justin Anderson. Thank you, Justin Anderson. Damn, the powder is going to be pure tonight, says Unknown Messiah. What are you, hanging out with Michael Irvin? Michael Irvin's going to be geeked out of his mind for probably 4 days. He's going to go on a bender. All Things South says Notre Dame, all you had to do was win week 1 and you lost. I think we read that one. Ohio State took the L. Congrats to the U in the trenches. All right, I think I'm caught up there. Greg, thank you for the super chat. When you beat up on teams like Nebraska and Minnesota all year, you tend to look dominant until you play a team with a pulse. They played Texas early in the year. Ohio State did. Played Michigan at the end of the year. Little bit of a cakewalk between there. And then, of course, the Indiana loss, which was a close loss. And then we all saw what happened tonight there. Brian Gentry says, I blame this loss on Mike Bobo. I hear you. Georgia fans can't wait to blame something on Mike Bobo. Kimmy Cash, good to see you in here, says, Lou, college football is already the best sport there is, but you somehow make it even more fun. Much respect, and thanks for making Saturday's big games and the whole season even better. From a Bama fan. Thank you, Kimmy Cash. Good luck to y'all tomorrow against that Indiana team we were just talking about. The streaming schedule tomorrow, by the way, the Texas Tech-Oregon game, I'll be live right here on YouTube. Georgia Ole Miss, I'll be live right here on YouTube. The game in the middle, Alabama, Indiana, that will be the Patreon stream tomorrow. We streamed the Miami-Ohio State game on Patreon tonight. Had a great time. If any of you want to join us tomorrow for the Alabama-Indiana game over on Patreon, there's the link. And when you sign up, if you use promo code 2026, it's half off. Just click that link. OSU would have won if their feelings weren't hurt, says Trace Lothar. I don't know. Their feelings are always hurt. And yet somehow they still managed to win. What is this? SR and the boys. Thank you for the super chat. Will the Big Ten have a team left after tomorrow? Well, I picked Oregon and Indiana, but I picked Ohio State, so I don't have a very good track record on picking these playoff games so far, but I'd be surprised if Indiana and Oregon both lost, but it's possible. Anything's possible in these playoffs. Hell, Georgia could lose. Anything can happen. I might be here this time tomorrow night eating my crow after a Georgia loss, so we'll see. We'll see. 100 Gimmick U, thank you for the super chat. I'm a diehard Vols fan, but my dad was an Indiana alum, so go Hoosiers. But I'm extremely happy OSU is silenced. I hear you there. No back-to-back for Ohio State. Turns out it's hard to win back-to-back natties. Not every program's cut out to do that. Of course, Georgia did it a couple of years ago, but Ohio State ain't Georgia. I think we all know that. Lou, may you do a throwback video? Okay, we're caught up there. Plant, thank you for the super chat. The loss hurts, but a good game for the Canes. I'm so glad Fielding isn't coming back next year and return everyone on offense next year. Hope he can bounce back. Good game, nasty defense. Yeah, Ohio State got a ton coming back next year. Jeremiah Smith will be back, which is just not fair. Julian Sayin will be back. Bo Jackson, the running back, will be back. A lot of that offensive line. Losing some pieces like you do every year, but recruiting the top 5. Ohio State ain't going anywhere. They'll be back top 10, top 15 at a minimum next year, I'm sure. Congrats to Miami. You were the better team, says By Insanity. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you. Notre Dame fans will say they would have won by 11. Well, Notre Dame fans have completely lost their mind. I saw Connor Stallions on the Miami sideline, says Brian. Oh, no. Connor Stallions gave Miami the Ohio State signals. Oh, no. A convert, thank you for the super chat. Happy Lou Year. Yeah, Happy Lou Year. Yes. Happy Lou Year. Burgle. Happy Lou Year. Happy Lou Year, Berg. Shout out to the dog. Shout out to Slim and Traveling Fools. Thank you, Hogman. Yes. There's been a lot of diehard Miami Hurricane fans that have been around this channel for a long, long time. And I'm legitimately happy for those people. Slim Shady Canes, Traveling Fools, #1 fan of the U. I could go on. It's too many to name. Dennis Wilson. Where's Dennis Wilson at? He's normally the loudest person on the planet when it comes to Miami. Where's he at? Congratulations to all the diehard Miami fans. Look, it's been a long 20-something years of irrelevancy for Miami. I mean, they have been circling the drain in the toilet for the better part of the 20 years, and this is a huge moment for them. So shout out to the Miami man. Ohio State now 0-3 in New Year's Eve playoff games. Damn, I didn't even realize that. I obviously knew about the loss to Georgia, but 0-3? Dang. Hate to see it. You hate to see it. What's up in the chat? Y'all behaving in there? What do we think? It was a great game, wasn't it? A great way to kick off the quarterfinals. Unbelievable game. You know, I thought Miami left a lot of points on the field in the first half. They were up 14-0 at halftime, but they had dominated and only scored one offensive touchdown. They had the pick six that made it 14-0. But then 2 other times, Miami got down inside the Ohio State 30 and came away with 0 points. They had a turnover on one possession, and then on another possession late in the second quarter, Carson Beck took a sack that knocked him out of field goal range. It could have been 21-0, 24-0, something like that at halftime. And then in the third quarter, when Ohio State starts coming back, you think, oh no, if Miami lets this game slip away, they're going to look back at that first half and really hate themselves. But give them credit. It was a bad third quarter for Miami. I thought Ohio State came out after halftime, cocked, locked, and ready to go. Back-to-back touchdown drives for Ohio State to get to 14. But Miami locked down defensively again in the fourth quarter and had a couple of long drives. And, of course, that touchdown run at the end to seal the deal. But a great, great win for Miami. This win's going to make dealing with work tomorrow a whole lot easier, says Slim Shady Canes. Congratulations. I'm happy for you, Slim. That's a big win for Miami and a great moment for you, buddy. I'm happy for you. Trace Lothar says, Happy New Year. Year 8 of watching you has been a blast. 8 years ago as a senior in high school, watching you on my couch, my wife and son this year. Yeah, you've been around a long time, Trace, and I certainly appreciate it, my man. I hope you stick around for another 8 years. Hell, I hope I live another 8 years. Some of y'all hope I don't live another 8 years. Lou, Georgia won during the weak-ass 4-team era. Stop hyping up those back-to-back championships. You get no street cred for beating TCU. You're an Auburn fan. There's really nothing else to say about that. You're an Auburn fan. Ryan Day lost his spray-on beard tonight. The Big Ten is soft, says the Temu version of Al Heyman. What the fuck? Some of y'all's YouTube names are out there. I have good news for the Buckeyes fans, says By Insanity. At least we are not Notre Dame and Florida State fans. Yeah, it could be worse. You could be looking at an entire offseason knowing that Mike Norvell is your coach again next year, or you could be a Notre Dame fan, in which case you weren't even alive the last time they won anything. Burgle is the real season MVP, says Jonathan Moxley. Burgle is the MVP. Shout out to you, Berg. You've hung out every Saturday in here with us all season long and watched these games. Shout out to the dog, Burgle. Yeah. Shout out to the dog, Burgle. Has Ohio State blamed the weather yet? I did see somebody saying it was like 20 degrees and snowing in Arlington earlier today, and I was like, they know the game's indoors, right? But they've made excuses in the past about the game being played below the Mason-Dixon line. And Texas is well below the Mason-Dixon line, so maybe they'll use geography as an excuse this time, and they'll say, well, if the game would have been played in a dome, above latitude, such and such, longitude, they'll come up with anything they can. Big along 22 years, spent the last 10 here. I'm happy. Yeah, Adam the sports guy, you're another one that's been around a long, long time and put up with a lot of shit over the years with Miami not really doing much. But this is a great moment for you, man. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. You won't hear me calling for Day's job, but 0-2 versus Cristobal is nasty work. Yeah. That is something there. That is something there. Thank you, Shuey. Good of you to show up, man. You're a real one. You're a real one. Good to see you in here. I'm a Notre Dame fan. What are you talking about? We went to the chip last year. Yeah, you didn't win anything. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about you not winning anything since the late 1900s, bud. Join a league. Join a league. Been around your channel a good 5 years, but can't ever comment due to time constraints. I see you, Brian. Well, I appreciate you popping in when you can, my man. I know, look, people are busy. I get it. People have a life outside of the internet. I know that's hard for some people to believe, but believe it or not, some people have jobs and wives and families and kids and hobbies and yard work and shit to do that doesn't involve trying to troll me on an extremely low level day in and day out. And you're one of those people, but I do that doesn't do that. You're one of those people that doesn't do that. But I appreciate the time that you do drop by, bud. By Insanity says, Happy New Year's, Lou. I love your channel. I'll always be a fan, even when my Buckeyes lose. Love the trash talk. Sub to Lou and hit the like button. Yeah, By Insanity, you have been around here forever too. And when I talk about like, oh, Ohio State fans are dumb, I'm not talking about the ones that are in here all the time. Obviously, if you're willing to put up with what goes on this channel, then you're willing to put up with just about anything. But I think you get it. I think you get it. Can UJ sack Chambliss tomorrow? I certainly hope so. Gabe Harris is out. So you got to find a replacement there. But Georgia has done a much better job getting pressure on the quarterback over the last month of the season than they did the first time they played Ole Miss. So we'll see. We'll see. The Ole Miss offense does worry me. I'm not worried about Ole Miss defense at all. Ole Miss defense ain't it. I mean, Ole Miss has the worst defense of any playoff team, and it's not even close. So Georgia will move the ball and score, but it makes me. I get nervous anytime Georgia gets in a shootout. So I'm hoping it's not one of those type of games. I'm hoping Georgia's defense can play much better against Ole Miss than they did the first time. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's some kind of guaranteed win for Georgia. I do think Georgia will win the game, but I don't think it's some kind of way you can just sleep through the game. You don't have to worry about it. Georgia's going to win by 100. Like, it's a dangerous game. Notre Dame looking into scheduling the Coast Guard. Yes, probably a good idea. Shout out to the Coast Guard, by the way. If they want to schedule them, if Notre Dame wants to schedule the Coast Guard, I got the helmet right here. Shout out to the Coast Guard Bears. Yep. Shout out to the Coast Guard Bears. A fan of any team that has stuck around on this channel a few years is a true fan. Ask me how I know, says Kyle. He's a Florida State fan. And yeah, Florida State has caught a lot of flack over the last few years. Good to see you in here, Kyle. Happy New Year, buddy. Jehovah's Thickness. Hey, let me take a second here to wish a very, very, very Merry Thickmas to Jehovah's Thickness. If UJ wins, how exciting will the Carson Beck versus Old Team matchup be? It'll be a big talking point, I think, leading up to the game. I don't think Carson Beck playing for Georgia will have any direct impact on the game itself, but it'll be a talking point amongst the fans and talking heads on TV for sure. Kyle Magnum says, been here for a couple of years and I love your channel even though you're mean to my Longhorns. Just kidding, I'm not one of those pansies in Austin. Texas put it on Michigan today, though. Arch Manning looked good, too. He had some really good runs in that game. SEC needed a bowl win bad, real bad. Texas came through for him. Crazy that this is a team that couldn't make the championship in a conference that a 7-5 Duke won, and Miami is playing like Ohio State this time last year. I think we're going to see more and more of that a college football season where it's not necessarily the team that has looked the best for the course of the season. It's going to be which team gets hot at the end. The NFL has been like that for a long time. Whoever's hot once you get to the postseason, and you have to sort of adjust the coaching staffs have to sort of adjust how they do things to try to sort of ramp their team up to that level where they're playing the right way at the end of the year without losing so many games during the season that you play yourself out of the playoffs. So it's a tough road to hoe, but that's sort of the game plan, I think, for a lot of people now. From losing to flu to this, I love this team, says Mio. Yeah, he's a Miami fan too. Notre Dame looking into scheduling the Coast Guard. Appreciate you, Lou. Can't believe Miami list. Great day. Another one tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be a great day of games tomorrow. 3 of these playoff games tomorrow. Texas Tech versus Oregon at noon. I'll stream that on YouTube. Georgia versus Ole Miss at 7:30. I'll stream that on YouTube. Alabama, Indiana in the afternoon. That'll be the Patreon stream. We streamed this game, Miami, Ohio State, tonight on Patreon. Had a really good time. If y'all want to hang out tomorrow and watch Alabama and Ohio State with us over on Patreon, make sure you get signed up. It is half off if you use code 2026, 2026, 2026, half off the Patreon if you sign up today. So you got 30 minutes, basically. Yep. See you in the Fiesta Bowl, woo, says Isaiah James. He's a Miami man. I hope to see you there. I hope. Georgia's got to get past Ole Miss tomorrow. Congrats to all the Miami fans. It was a great season. Go Bucks, says the pissed Ohioan. Boy, you're especially pissed now, I bet. Been here a couple of years. Love your channel. All right, I think we're caught up on super chats. If I missed any, I apologize. There was a lot to read and they were coming really quick. I tried to scroll back and read every one, and for some reason I missed yours. I really, really apologize. The only good thing about today is Michigan lost 2, so the Buckeyes, till I die. See y'all tomorrow. All right, Brian. Happy New Year, buddy. Sleep good, and we'll see you tomorrow. I honestly think having so much time off doesn't work in your favor. Yeah, bye teams are now 0-5. Bye teams are now 0-5. We'll see if that trend continues tomorrow. Texas Tech had a bye. They play Oregon at noon. Indiana had a bye. They play Alabama at 4. Georgia had a bye. They play Ole Miss at 8. So we'll see which of those teams with a bye happens to catch an L tomorrow. But as of right now, every team in the 12-team playoff that has had a bye has lost. I am probably not doing a kickoff show in the morning. I've been on for 12 hours today. I've been on since noon today, nonstop. And I'm doing the same thing tomorrow, noon to midnight. So I'm probably not going to do the kickoff show. Lou, been here with since the Vandy crash out versus Georgia, and blessed to have won the Natty twice with you. Thank you, I appreciate that. And yet, look, to those of you who maybe weren't around this channel 10 years ago, Georgia fucking sucked, okay? We were losing to Vandy every year. We were losing to Georgia Tech every year. We were losing to Florida every year. I was breaking TVs in my garage and filming. So I say that to say this. I've been through the lows. So when I come on here and talk shit, I'm not somebody who's just sitting on the top of the world and doesn't know what it's like to lose. I'm a Georgia fan, for Christ's sake. We spent decades losing big games. So I'm enjoying my time at the top. And by the top, not that Georgia wins the Natty every year, but Georgia's been a top 2 or 3 program in all of college football over the last 10 years. So I'm enjoying it because it won't last forever. And I spent the majority of my lifetime feeling the same way Ohio State fans feel right now. So I've been at the bottom. So I have every right to talk some shit. Every right. First video I saw was a car video at my parents' house. That was the Alabama game in 2015. Another beatdown that we took at the hands of Alabama. And I sat in the driveway of my parents' house in a car yelling about Mark Richt for 20 minutes. I sure did. Also got good news for the Buckeye fans. This is the last year for our kicker. I couldn't believe it. He missed when he missed it again there in the first half. I mean, I just can't believe what is going on. Ohio State, Bama, Tennessee, these teams that just have kickers that it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to have a kicker that bad. I think my first video was the post-Georgia Tech loss meltdown. I took a hammer to a TV in 2016 after losing to Georgia Tech. On video. Just ripped the TV down and beat the shit out of it with a hammer. I was big mad. It sucks that Michigan lost, but at least Ohio State did too, says Alec. Yeah, that's one of the great parts about college football is, there's almost always something you can get some joy out of, right? Your team might lose, but maybe some team you hate also loses. So yeah, you feel bad your team lost, but it's like, well, hey, they lost too type of thing. Ryan Day is a fraud. What program has he built and elevate to the next level? His teams are soft. He's not a Kirby Smart or a Nick Saban, says Auburn man. Sucks Michigan lost. Lou, what does Ohio State and the Georgia Peach have in common? They're both falling tonight. Go Dogs. Thank you, Georgia boy. Good to see you in here. Nona says every fan has 2 favorite teams, the team they root for and the team they root against. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. You said what I tried to say, but you said it way better. Yeah. Great Patreon stream, Lou. If you're not signed up, what are you waiting for? I agree. We had a great time over there. A great time over there. The link to the Patreon page is in the description of this video, I think. Is it? I don't even know. Yes, it is. So if you want to get signed up on the Patreon page and hang out tomorrow and watch Alabama, Indiana, click that link. The Patreon's normally $10, but it's half off if you sign up before midnight. The promo code is 2026, 2026. Patreon streams are usually the best games, too. Flu shot, back porch, woo days for me. Oh, you really OG then. That's before I was even doing college football videos. I mean, that's like 2014 type of way back when. Listening for 6 or 7 years, your live streams carry me through work all season long. Best college football channel, hands down, says AB Services. Man, you don't know how happy that makes me to hear, man. I don't think I have the best college football channel. I think I have the best comments section. We have a great time just hanging out, reading comments and shit like that. But I appreciate the kind words, my man. Legendary defense is hilarious. Time for the Dogs to retire Carson Beck, says Dakota College Football. Good to see you. Hurricane Sean, congrats, my man. He says, love your content, Lou. I watch all the time. Yeah, big win for y'all, man. I'm happy for the Miami fans. They've been wandering the desert for 20 years, so this is a big one here. This is a big one here. I mean, look, beating Texas A&M was a big one. That was Miami's first ever playoff game. They get a win on the road against Texas A&M, but let's be real, nobody was expecting them to win this game. I mean, Miami fans had hope because that's what fans do, but your average idiot like me, almost everybody was picking Ohio State. This is a huge win for the Miami program, and I'm happy for the Miami fans. What would be the funniest loss for any team left? I mean, right? At this point, there's really no embarrassing loss. I mean, all the teams left are good. I don't know if there's any such thing really as an embarrassing loss. Funny loss? Well, I'll tell you this. If Indiana and Oregon were to lose and there was no Big Ten teams in the Final Four, that would be funny. That would be funny. Lou, I've been watching since 2021. Absolutely the best college football YouTuber, hands down. Man, I appreciate that, Chaos. I appreciate that. Happy New Year to you, my man. Happy New Year, Lou. Whoa, Todd, and go Dogs. I'll give you a whoa, Todd. Why not? Whoa, Todd, woo! Whoa, Todd, and that. Whoa, Todd. Lou, you were the first UJ content creator mostly I started watching. I remember the old days, says AT Alien Famous. Lou is the best. This stream is so much better than the boring Cover 3 guys. Look, there's a lot of people that are better college football analysts than me. They break down tape better than me or whatever. That's not really what I even try to do. I'm more just well, first of all, I'm not a college football analyst. I don't consider myself a college football analyst. I don't consider myself anything other than a college football fan who just presses record on a camera and talks about college football. Probably the same thing y'all spend a lot of time doing. I just record it and put it on YouTube, and I've been lucky enough to attract an audience that's willing to watch it. But I'm just a fan. I don't consider myself an analyst, a commentator, a journalist, none of that. I'm just your average college football idiot who started talking about college football on YouTube in 2015, and for some reason, people started watching it. So here I am. Happy New Year, Lou, Whoa, Todd, and go Dogs. Tanner, thank you for the hype sticker. Slick Rick says, Happy New Year, Woo. 2026 will make 10 years of watching your channel, the only college football channel on YouTube that I watch. Well, that is saying something there. Hey, that's dedication there. Lou is the greatest at what he does with no filter and zero fucks to give about feelings. That's why we love the show. Yeah, I'm not very polished. I'm not buttoned down. I'm not professional. I'm just a fan. That's it. I'm no different than any of y'all watching in that way. Love your content, Lou. Happy New Year and go Dogs. Thank you, Hunter. Good to see you in here. Kyle says if Bama could beat a 5-7 ACC team, or if couldn't beat them, what makes you think? What did that say? What makes you think they would beat the best team in the country? Nothing makes me think that, which is why I picked Indiana. Yeah, that's exactly why I picked Indiana. Most analysts are just parrots, and it's annoying. I find that to be the case, too, to be honest with you. Love your content, Lou. Go Dogs. Wild Wings wasn't ready for me. Go Canes. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Hey, did you eat some lemon pepper wings for me like I asked you to? Did you get you some lemon pepper up there at the Wild Wings? That's always my favorite. Tanner says, Whoa, Todd, Woo, long-time listener of the channel. What a night of football. Love the channel and good luck to your dogs. Hey, thank you, Tanner. Happy New Year, my man. Austin says, make sure you're subscribed. Lou gets to know everyone who hangs into comments for a matter of time. At my lowest 2 years ago, Lou got me through it without knowing it. Thanks, bro. Nah, Austin, thank you, buddy. Thank you for sticking around, my man. You're one of the good guys for sure. One of the good guys for sure. Yeah, but if somebody's watching right now who happens not to be subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I do live streams every weekend. We do call-in shows every Tuesday and Thursday. I upload pointless, barely watchable college football videos, and I do this year-round. Yes, I do this for a living. I don't have a quote-unquote real job. Believe it or not, I've somehow turned this shit show here into a way to support myself and my family, and that's all thanks to all of you guys. So if for some reason you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything. Hit the subscribe button. Join the craziness that we've got going on here. If you're a diehard college football fan, there's a place for you here. Georgia is my favorite team. I don't try to hide that. But I'm a college football fan. That's how I like to describe myself. I'm a college football fan with a favorite team. I try not to refer to myself as a Georgia fan, even though technically I am. I'm a college football fan who has a favorite team, and that team happens to be Georgia. So subscribe. No matter who you root for, you have a place here. You have a place here. Bama does to Indiana what Miami just did to Ohio State, says Scott Turner. Happy New Year to the guy who slept through the whole stream. Who slept through the whole stream? The dog? The dog didn't even sleep. They were doing the fireworks out here, and she was going nuts. Yeah. Lou, Auburn is going to claim another title this year. Well, I mean, when you can't win anything for real, you're left with make-believe, and that's the lot of the Auburn man. Lou, what is your lock tomorrow? There's no such thing as a lock when it comes to gambling. I've been gambling since I was 7 years old, and I can confirm for you without any doubt at all that there's no such thing as a lock. Can I kiss you at midnight, Lou? No, because you're not here. Bye week teams now 0-5. Got me nervous for Georgia. You were talking about that a minute ago. 0-5 now for the bye week teams. We'll see how Georgia tomorrow night. Indiana tomorrow afternoon, Texas Tech tomorrow at noon. Those are 3 more teams tomorrow that had a bye. We'll see how they do. Sorry, guys. Carson Beck is the Grim Reaper now. Carson Beck had some critical third down conversions with his legs. And this is something I've been saying about Carson Beck for a long time. He's obviously not Lamar Jackson, okay? He's pretty much a statue pocket passer. But he's going to pick you up some third downs. When it's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, he'll pick you up some of those third downs. He did it at Georgia for 2 years, and he did it multiple times tonight for Miami against Ohio State. And the thing is, because he's not a scrambling QB, he's not going to hit you for a 60 or 70-yard run. Nobody ever spies him. Like on defense, it's not like some inside linebacker's job is to spy Carson Beck. You don't expect him to run. So when he does, he can be effective. And you saw that multiple times tonight in that game against Ohio State on third downs when he had nowhere to go with the ball. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. And he finds a way to get those yards. I've waited for 22 years to see the Hurricanes be relevant. I hope this run lasts just a little bit longer. And thanks for the quality content. Happy New Year's Eve. Yeah, good to see you in here, man. Congratulations to your Miami Hurricanes. It was a great win for them. Great win for them. Quinn Ewers was the same way, didn't run like Lamar. Hey, Lou, I'm very thankful for you and all that you do. Yeah, shout out to you. You've been here a long time, too. If beating us isn't special, why is Lou doing a post game like he said he'd never do? You mad about it, bud? You mad? You upset? Enjoy your off season. Here, before you get mad and duck out of here, do yourself a favor and listen to this. You'll be glad you did.
Mama told me when I was young, Ohio State, man, is fucking dumb. And listen closely to what I say. They can't beat Michigan unless it's a warm and sunny day. Ohio State, man, don't cry no more. Your tears will come, go.
Type.
You play Georgia, and you got beat. 'Cause grits will always be better than cream of wheat. You're a simple kind of fan. This song was written on a 3rd grade level, so you could understand. The Bucknut is a simple-minded fan. Oh, won't you cry some more for me, son, if you can?
I hope you took notes while you were busy blowing your nose there, bud. Trucking with Jeter says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, buddy. My New Year's resolution is to come up with even weirder super chats. Well, Jolis, I don't know if you can top your weirdness when it comes to your comments from 2025, but I'm looking forward to watching you try, buddy. Do you still have the rap disc to Tennessee? I have it somewhere, but it would take me a while to find it. I had the Ohio State one already queued up for obvious reasons. Happy New Year's, neighbor. Go Dogs, says second Georgia Doug. Good to see you in here, my man. Happy New Year. Dogs going to be the only team with a bye to get a win, says Jayski's Real Life. What is it with Ohio State kickers in their far left side of the... Yeah, I don't know, man. These teams have got to find reliable kickers, man. It's weird. Sucknuts got out physicaled again. Well, Miami's... Whatever you think about Miami, and even heading into the game, you should have known, they've got dominant lines of scrimmage. They've got dominant lines of scrimmage. No. 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 The girls are back. They went to the movie theater to watch the final episode of Stranger Things. I haven't seen it yet, and I told them I don't want no spoilers. But listen, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I've been on for 12 hours today. I'll be back on at noon tomorrow. Y'all come hang out. Even the Ohio State fans, we love y'all. You got to take your punches when they come, you know, but I love you guys. Come back tomorrow. We'll hang out at noon. We'll watch Texas Tech and Oregon. I love you guys. Happy New Year. Seriously, I hope all of you have an amazing 2026. I hope you had a great 2025. I hope 2026 is even better. I love you guys. I can't wait to do this again tomorrow. 12 hours again tomorrow, noon to midnight. Come back to LouTube tomorrow at 12, and we will watch 12 hours of playoff college football. Happy New Year. I love you guys, and have a good morning.